I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about in this video, but I just want to talk about like gambling and like casinos and poker, because it's been an interest of mine for quite some time actually. I think it came to me in the middle of May or something like that. It was in my exams. I had this I had some friends over, and one of my friends, he introduced me to the game blackjack. And bro, that shit was fun as hell. It was so fun, and like all I wanted to do was just get good at this game called blackjack and just fucking play with my friends. Like it was so, like, I don't know, it was just so fucking fun. It was just so fun. And then I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced. And there's something called basic strategy in blackjack. It's a combination of all the possible moves, all the possible combination of cards that can be placed down, and then it's what you should do and what you shouldn't do. It's also like, that's just a basic strategy, right? I remember that whole thing, and it's so much more complicated than you would have first imagined. If you just wait 10 seconds, I can find the basic strategy. But basically, there are a bunch of different kinds of basic strategy. Gotta make sure there's no phone number. Anyway, here it is. I don't know if you can see it, but that's all of the possible combinations of stuff that you can do. And I remember that whole thing, right? Everything. Then it came, and we played blackjack, like at my house with real money, right? And I was like kind of fucking nervous, but I already knew, like, I don't want to gamble if I know I don't have an advantage, right? So a lot of people, they just want to gamble, but I can't make it make sense in my brain. Either you gamble because you think it's really fun and you don't care about the money, and that would just be a bonus, or you gamble because you know you have an advantage. Like, all of us knows that card counters aren't gamblers, they're advantage players. That's why casinos don't want them there, because they have an advantage. A thing you can do in blackjack is you can count the cards. So if a card is between 7 and 9, I'm not gonna explain the whole concept of counting cards, but basically you can have an advantage at some casinos in blackjack, because you count the cards, and then there's a higher if there's, you can look at the previous cards that's been dealt in blackjack, right? And then you know the probability of the next cards. Like, you can, if you remember every single card that's been placed down, if you know all the previous cards that's been like placed and out of the deck, right? Then you can somewhat have an idea of what the next cards are gonna be. And that's how you can have an advantage in blackjack. Okay, this video wasn't about blackjack, it was about poker, because blackjack is more, it's like, blackjack has a big component of skill to it, but it's like mostly luck, right? But poker has like it has a massive. Oh, also, I don't know if I said this, but like, you shouldn't gamble. I think it's only responsible to gamble if you have an advantage, and that's the only times I gamble, because, like, yeah, we played and I knew I had an advantage because I remembered the whole basic strategy, and that would mean I had an advantage over everyone else. And yeah, I made money from it, but it was like nothing. It was like $1 or something, so it doesn't matter. But I had the advantage. So what am I gonna talk about? Anyway, I've watched so many videos on how casinos make extra profit, the mind games they play, why the patterns on the floor, on the carpet is so ugly, why they paint the ceilings mostly like light blue, why there's no windows, why there's no clocks, why the music is why it is, how they may cheat, how other people cheat the casinos. I've watched so much of that shit, but now poker is what I love. Like, so it's so fucking fun to play. And I just play at every opportunity. I have to play poker, like with fake money, obviously. I play because it's so fucking fun. But I have such a big problem. I'm a horrible fucking liar. If I have good cards, everyone can just see my face. I smile. I've it's so difficult for me to make a fake smile, and it's so hard for me not to smile when I have good cards. I've played so much poker with my granddad, and he just says like he can read me like an open book, and I'm just like, I just want to get good at it because there's so much probability and math in poker. And I also had an obsession at one point with chess. It was like, I don't know, I just loved chess. There was no component of luck to it. And I just remember this game that we always used to play at my grandparents' house, which was Ludo. Fuck, I hate Ludo, man. Ludo. It was a game, it was like purely luck. It was like 2% skill, 98% luck. Like the only, you had to throw these dice, and then you had to move these like characters. I don't know if you call it characters, but like these pieces. And the only part where you could make choices were which pieces you wanted to move. And most of the time there were only one piece. Maybe sometimes there was 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 pieces. But if there was one piece, you had no choice. It was only throwing the dice. Then if you had 2 pieces, it was very obvious which one you should move. So it was like only a component of luck. But then chess is like, ooh, it's a board game with 0 luck. Like there is almost no. Okay, there is board games. There's like checkers and other things, but like there's 0 components of luck in chess. If you mess up in chess, you mess up. If your opponent wins, you know it was your fault, because you did something, you screwed up at some point that gave them the opportunity to checkmate you, right? That's why computers always draw, because like white has a tiny advantage in the beginning, but it's like nothing. Anyway, back to like to poker. Also, when I'm bored and I don't want to use my phone or anything, I literally just sit with a deck of cards. I deal like with 3 players. I deal cards to everyone, and then I like look at my cards, and I try to predict whether I have the best cards or not. And then I just like look at the cards. I try to get like a muscle memory. But another thing, I know this video, like there's 0 value in this video, but I'm just making it because I want to get better at talking to a camera and making videos like this. So it's not even a win-win, it's just a win for me. And if you're watching this, I don't even know why. It's probably long as hell though. Yeah, I just deal it. What's the thing? Yeah, there's like these competitive players. I don't understand why they all of a sudden, like, they're good at poker. Why would they not just play with other people who are bad at poker so that they know they have an advantage? If everyone at the table thinks they have an advantage, then someone is wrong, because if everyone has the advantage, that means that no one has the advantage. See what I mean? But another thing, like, casinos are evil as fuck, bro. Only play if you have an advantage, and you know you have an advantage. You can either get this video, bro, if you do the thing that you've been procrastinating from doing today, and have a good rest of your day, bro.